What if I told you that right now, at this very moment, you already have everything you need to completely transform your life? What if the only thing standing between you and the life you've always dreamed of isn't lack of money, time, or opportunity, but a single realization that will hit you like lightning? Stop everything you're doing, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to prove to you that you're not just ready for change. You've been ready all along, and you're about to discover exactly why. Today is the day everything shifts. Here's what nobody wants to admit. We've been lied to about readiness our entire lives. Society tells us we need more qualifications, more experience, more money in the bank before we can make our move. But I've spent years studying people who completely transformed their lives, and I've discovered something that will shock you. The most successful people didn't wait until they were ready. They moved when they were terrified. They acted when they had no clue what they were doing. They jumped when everyone told them to wait. And that terrifying and certain moment when they took action. That's exactly where you are right now. Right now, somewhere in the world, there's someone sitting in their car, outside a building that represents their dream job. Their hands are shaking. Their hearts are pounding. They've been circling the block for 20 minutes, telling themselves they're not qualified enough, not experienced enough, not ready enough. But here's what they don't realize. The person who's about to hire them is sitting inside that building, desperate to find someone exactly like them. Someone with their unique perspective, their hunger, their willingness to learn. The tragedy isn't that they're not ready. The tragedy is that they might drive away, thinking they need another year, another certification, another permission slip from the universe. This is happening to you right now, isn't it? Maybe not in a car, but somewhere in your life. You're circling your own building. Maybe it's a relationship you need to start or end. Maybe it's a business you need to launch. Maybe it's a conversation you need to have, or a risk you need to take. And just like that person in the car, you're telling yourself you're not ready. But here's the truth. That's about to change everything. Readiness isn't a feeling you wait for. It's a decision you make. You know those moments when you felt truly alive. I guarantee it wasn't when you were comfortable. It wasn't when everything was predictable and safe. It was when you were doing something that scared you, something that pushed you beyond what you thought was possible. That moment when your heart was racing, and you felt like you might throw up, but you did it anyway. That wasn't you being reckless. That was you being ready. Because real readiness doesn't feel like confidence. It feels like controlled terror mixed with unstoppable determination. Look at your life right now. Really look at it. That restlessness you've been feeling, that's not anxiety trying to ruin your peace. That's your soul getting ready to level up. That discomfort in situations that used to feel normal, that's not you becoming difficult. That's you outgrowing your current reality. Those dreams that keep interrupting your sleep, those aren't fantasies. They're blueprints. Your subconscious mind is showing you what's possible, and it's waiting for your conscious mind to catch up. Here's something that will blow your mind. Every single person you admire, every success story you've ever heard, started exactly where you are right now. They had the same fears, the same doubts, the same voice in their head saying, "You're not ready." The only difference between them and everyone else who stayed stuck is, they moved anyway. They didn't wait for the fear to disappear. They didn't wait for a sign from the universe. They looked at their fear, acknowledged it, and then did it scared. But here's where it gets really interesting. You've already started changing, and you don't even realize it. The questions you've been asking yourself lately are different. 6 months ago, you were asking, how do I make this tolerable? Now you're asking, what if I didn't have to tolerate this at all? 6 months ago, you were asking, how do I fit in? Now you're asking, what if I'm meant to stand out? These aren't just different questions. They're revolutionary questions. They're the questions of someone who's already mentally moved beyond their current reality. And there's something else happening. You've started caring less about what other people think. Not in a reckless way, but in a healthy, powerful way. You've started trusting your own judgment more than the opinions of people who aren't even living the life you want. You've started saying no to things that drain your energy and yes to things that light you up, even when other people don't understand. This isn't you becoming selfish. This is you becoming authentic. This is you remembering who you really are, underneath all the roles you've been playing. The pain of staying the same is becoming unbearable, isn't it? That comfortable life you built, it's starting to feel like a prison. Those safe choices you made, they're starting to feel like betrayals to your potential. That voice that used to whisper "play it safe" is being drowned out by a louder voice that's screaming, "It's time." When the pain of staying where you are becomes greater than the fear of moving forward, that's not just readiness. That's inevitable. Your future self is looking back at this exact moment right now. They're watching you wrestle with doubt, watching you question whether you're ready, watching you hesitate, and they're trying to send you a message across time. They're trying to tell you that this moment, right now, is the turning point. This is when you stopped waiting and started becoming. This is when you realize that perfect timing is a myth created by people who never took action. You want to know the secret that changed everything for me? I stopped waiting to feel ready and started acting ready. I stopped waiting for confidence and started building it through action. I stopped waiting for the right moment and started creating it. Because here's what I learned. You don't get ready, then start. You start, then get ready. You learn by doing. You grow by moving. You discover your power by using it. The most successful people in history all had one thing in common. They acted before they felt ready. Steve Jobs didn't feel ready when he started Apple in a garage. Oprah didn't feel ready when she took over a failing talk show. Sarah Blakely didn't feel ready when she pitched Spanx with $5,000 and no business experience. But they all understood something that most people never learn. Readiness is not a prerequisite for action. Action is what creates readiness. Right now, your brain is probably generating a dozen reasons why you should wait. Why do you need more time, more money, more experience? But those aren't reasons. They're excuses dressed up as logic. Because deep down, you know the truth. You know you've been preparing for this moment your entire life. Every failure taught you resilience. Every setback showed you what doesn't work. Every disappointment made you stronger. You're not unprepared. You're battle-tested. So right now, I want you to make a choice. Not tomorrow when you feel more prepared. Not next week when you have more time. Not next month when you have more money. Right now, there's something you've been putting off because you don't feel ready. One conversation, one application, one phone call, one step toward the life you actually want. And I want you to commit to taking that action within the next 24 hours. Not because you feel ready, but because you're choosing to be ready. Because here's the final truth that will set you free. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not unprepared. You are exactly where you need to be, with exactly what you need to take the next step. That restlessness is your readiness calling. That discomfort is your potential knocking. That fear is your excitement in disguise. You don't need more signs. This is your sign. You don't need more time. This is your time. You don't need more permission. This is your permission. You are ready. You have always been ready. The only question left is, what are you going to do about it?